and today I am back with my new topic, and that is acceleration. Today we'll be learning about acceleration. Since we know the concept of acceleration begins from class 9th and it ends up to class 11th. Since we know it goes up to class 11th up to JEE level, mains and advanced. So today we are going to begin and finish the same topic, that is acceleration. So first of all, let me define the acceleration to you. Then what is acceleration? What actually is it? Then acceleration we can define as the rate of change of velocity is called acceleration. Remember, it will be always velocity, it can't be speed. So rate of change of velocity is called the acceleration. Now here we can see that means acceleration we can write as E equals to delta V by delta T, since we all know. Because imagine any case that any particle we have by any initial velocity u. After that instantly instantly its velocity starts increasing, it starts getting changed, and imagine after some time, after any instant t, what happens? Imagine at t equals to 0 its velocity was u, and at t equals to t its velocity becomes v. Then we can define the acceleration of that same particle as delta v by delta t. This we can define as acceleration is equals to delta v divided by delta t, which is equal, and since we know delta v by delta t we can define as the change in velocity divided by the change in time interval. This we can define. Now you'll be thinking, I have put arrow over acceleration, it means acceleration is it a vector quantity? Of course acceleration is a vector quantity, because since we know acceleration defines the change in velocity, so acceleration should be also in any particular direction with having any particular magnitude, so it is a vector quantity, and I have put arrow over it. This is why we'll discuss about it. So miss, why is it vector more? But first of all, since we need to know that generally this is defined as acceleration, to this we can also write as v final minus v initial divided by t final minus t initial. This we can write as such. Arrow let me put, of course. Here minus symbol is. So this we can write such, of course we can write. So finally acceleration value what we got, either we can say such, or if we want we can also say such. Both values are same. For acceleration both values are same. Now question arises, what is the unit of acceleration? And this is a very nice question. So unit of acceleration we can check, since we know acceleration is equals to what? Delta vector v divided by delta t. This is, of course, now in this units will be putting, so which is equals to meter per second divided by second. Meter per second divided by second, to second we can write so only what we'll be doing here, only what we have to do, and when this second will come down, and when it will come down, so it will happen meter per second square. Why per second square? Because since we know when it came down, so second into second square, so meter per second square, which we can write meter per second square, or we can also write meter second inverse square. Such we can write, of course. So this, either this we can use or this also we can use as the unit of acceleration. Both are always correct. Such as for, just like for velocity I am writing, imagine for velocity I have to write, then that is meter per second we can write, or meter inverse second we can write. Of course both are same, and as like of acceleration also those both are same, only in some different manner we have written. So this is the unit of acceleration. Now dimensions of acceleration, that's nice question. So dimensions of acceleration we can find as, since we know here is, so change will, just like I'm writing it such, imagine, divided by t final minus t initial. This I am writing, imagine, to find out the dimensions. Now since we know according to the law of homogeneity of the dimensions, according to this law what will happen, two quantities are dimensionally only subtracted when they have the same dimension. If this v final will have different dimensions and v initial will have different dimensions, then it can't be subtracted its dimensions, of course it can't be. So like this why we'll take that both dimensions are same. So LT power minus 1 minus LT power minus 1 is not 0, it is LT power minus 1. Since we know LT power minus 1, now divided by time minus time, it will be same. If we are thinking according to the dimensions, so it will come like this. brackets let me put. Now since we know this will go up, so t power minus 1 into t power minus 1 is equals to t power minus 2. So L t power minus 2. What we got? That the dimensional formula for acceleration is L t power minus 2. Okay, its dimensions is this. Now it's since we know it's the unit also, we have got its formula, we have got. Now let us move to the kinds of acceleration. How many kinds of acceleration? So first of all, let me erase this. Okay, then let me define to you that acceleration can be classified into two kinds. Okay, let me write here. Then the first is average, and the second is instantaneous. Okay, it can be classified in two kinds, average acceleration and instantaneous acceleration. Since we know velocity and speed are also average speed and instantaneous speed, like this for velocity also, and for acceleration also it is the same. So first of all, what is average acceleration? So average acceleration generally we can define as the average acceleration. If we want average acceleration, then this is the total delta v divided by delta t. We all know this average acceleration. Delta v divided by delta t, total change in velocity divided by the total change in time. Okay, here total it is, total change. So this is for the average acceleration. Means for one full journey, what will be the acceleration? That kind of acceleration will be the average acceleration. But question arises, what is instantaneous acceleration? What is it? Okay, so instantaneous acceleration is the acceleration at a particular instant. See, average acceleration is for a whole time interval, but instantaneous acceleration is for a particular instant. Just like if I'm giving you any graph, just like since we know, if I am giving you any velocity time graph, VT graph. So here is our velocity, here is our time. Okay, this is y-axis, x-axis. In this, I am plotting this graph. Okay, I am making such a straight line. Okay, showing. So since we know slope of any VT graph is called the acceleration. Slope means tan theta. Tan theta means, since we know that slope or m is equals to tan theta. Tan of angle theta means this angle is theta. Of course, this is theta, which is equals to what? Tan theta is equals to, okay, since we know dy by dx, which is equals to what is y? Okay, so d vector v divided by dt. This is, now since we know this is called the acceleration, so of course since we know dv by dt is the acceleration, so this we can define as. Then imagine I am giving you at this point, at this point find out the acceleration. At this instant, imagine this is 5 seconds, then at 5 seconds find out the acceleration of the particle. So what will we do? Of course, from here, first of all line. Now from here, at this time, what will be velocity? Later that velocity divided by time, like this we just find out. So dv by dt is called our acceleration. So this is the instantaneous acceleration, means at a particular instant. Just like in this graph I plotted first of all this graph. Later I said that at 5 seconds find out the acceleration, means we have to find out an instantaneous acceleration. But question arises again, from where dv by dt came? How dv by dt is equals to acceleration? Of course it is equals to acceleration. Since we know acceleration is equals to what? V by t. If I just like, okay, sorry, here arrow will be not on this. Let me erase this. Okay, if I give you for finding out a particular instant, so delta t value, okay, delta we can also put if we want. So delta t value will nearly extend to 0, because since we know at particular instant its value will nearly extend to 0. So when it will extend to 0, then this formula, how it will happen? That vector A is equals to, limit will have to apply. So delta, limit of what? Delta t extends to 0. Okay, nearly it will go to 0. Then when this limit will apply, so delta t, since we know it will become very small, and we'll write it as dt. When delta t will become small, then delta v will also become very small, and it will be written as dv. So dv by dt. Okay, this we got. So of course dv by dt, this is called the instantaneous acceleration. Implies that the vector A is equals to d vector v divided by dt. This is very important formula. By this, at any instant we can find out what is the acceleration of the particle. Okay, just like how here we have found. So this is why. So since we know that slope of a vt graph gives us the acceleration, always instantaneous acceleration. It never gives us our average acceleration. It will only and forever give us the instantaneous acceleration, because in any graph, because since we know in any vt graph, question may ask to us that find out the acceleration at 9 seconds, at 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 0 seconds, just find out. So that will give us at any particular instant. But if we want average acceleration, then this formula we can use. If we want instantaneous acceleration, then either graph we can plot or directly through this we can find out. Imagine I am giving to you anything that v is a function of t. Then only what we'll do, will differentiate the v with respect to t. Finally, acceleration will get, just like I am giving to you, vector v equals to anything. Just let us take vector v equals to anything, just like it may be 2t square plus 5, 2t square plus 5. Then what is the acceleration? Then vector A will be differentiation of it with respect to time. So this power will come here and it will be decreased. So here it will happen 40. So what we got acceleration as a function of time? Acceleration we got 40. And later it is saying that find out the acceleration at 5 seconds. So acceleration at 5 seconds. So 4 into 5, which is equals to what? 20. So 20 meter per second square in SI unit it will come. So its problems are solved like this. First of all, if it is asking any instantaneous acceleration at any particular point, then only what we have to do, first of all differentiate the velocity with respect to time. Later, if it is coming as a function of time, then only put the time value and it will come out, acceleration will come out. So here either this way you can choose, or if you want through this graph also you can solve. Only just take the time, at that time what will the velocity be, okay, that just take and later divide it, and of course we'll get our answer. Okay, so this is all about acceleration. So this was my today's video based over the acceleration. Thank you.